Welcome everyone in our financial services classes. Okay, so we have started mutual fund topic, and it will take still some classes to get completed or get over. Last class we have, I believe, we have gone for mutual fund limitations and risk related to mutual fund investment, and then difference between investment in fund units and directly investment in shares of any company. Those all we have, I hope, completed. So next we have to start, that is types of mutual fund as per our syllabus. Okay, so let's start it, no need to wait too much. So when we say type of mutual fund, okay, you can divide the types of mutual fund according to some criteria. Okay, it can be your according to ownership, it can be your according to portfolio, it can be your according to the scheme of operation, or it can be your according to the location, and some you can call it as others also. Okay, so all the bases we are not going to cover today. We'll try to cover only two, and out of that two, one is here for you according to ownership. Okay, so according to ownership, we have a first type, that is your public sector fund. Fine, very easy meaning. I'll read quickly for you. Public sector fund means the mutual fund registered with and regulated by SEBI, that is your Securities and Exchange Board of India, where the government, its financial institutions and public sector banks holds or hold individually or collectively more than 50% of equity in the asset management company of that mutual fund. In an easy way, you can just say that whenever any scheme issued by or launched by public sector financial institutions, okay, because when we say public sector financial institutions, they also used to run, for example, SBI is there, they are also having their own, you can say their own branch of mutual fund. Okay, so when SBI used to issue it, we simply used to keep it under the heading of public sector fund. Okay, as you can read here in the last sentence, last lines, like more than 50% of equity in the asset management company of that mutual fund holded by the public sector. Okay, so whichever mutual fund is going to issue any scheme where your public sector banks used to hold more than 50% of equity in the asset management company, such type of mutual funds all comes under your public sector fund. Okay, next we have private sector, so just opposite of your public sector. Very easy. These funds are sponsored by the companies of the private sector. Only one line. Okay, these funds are sponsored by the companies of the private sector, but they have to also follow the SEBI rules and regulations if they are launching it in India. Okay, and some examples I have just written here, like ICICI Mutual Fund or HDFC Mutual Fund. So public sector, more than 50% equity in asset management. Okay, and they are issuing or they are launching the, or they are calling for the subscriptions or investments. So those all your public sector. And whenever any funds which are sponsored by the private sector companies, private sector fund. So I hope it is easy. Next we will check according to the operation of scheme. Okay, and according to the operation of scheme, we used to divide the mutual fund types in three heading. One is to be your open-ended, next is your close-ended, and the one is your interval. Fine, and from your exam point of view, open-ended and close-ended you have to study little bit more. For 5 marks they used to ask. Okay, so keeping that in your mind, keeping that only in the mind, I have listed here meaning also and some characteristics also, so that it will help you to get your 5 marks or more than that. Okay, so first we will start with the open-ended fund. Okay, so what actually the open-ended fund? An investor can invest or enter and redeem or exit and at any point of time. It does not have a fixed maturity period. Okay, so in short terms we can say that whenever for any mutual fund scheme, okay, investment option, if predetermined size and duration is not there, okay, in relation to that particular fund, okay, if you don't have the predetermined size and duration, then we used to call it as the open-ended mutual fund. Size and duration not predetermined. That means anytime investor can invest, anytime investor can redeem also. There is a no fixed maturity period. Okay, and from the meaning only we can make some features like easy entry and exit anytime, no fixed maturity period. Okay, and apart from that, we can check here also open to new investors, because continuously issuance of shares. They used to keep on issuing the shares, unlimited numbers they can issue, and definitely conditions are applied. So new investors, whenever they want, they can invest in some open-ended type of fund, and whenever they feel, they can go for a redemption also. Okay, and most important thing you have to keep remember what, in under your open-ended scheme, okay, shares are purchased directly from the fund's underwriter. That means directly you have to contact to the issuer, fund, okay, fund issuer. It is not available, or you cannot trade it in an open market. Okay, in open market we don't trade the open-ended fund. We have to go directly purchase from the fund's underwriter. Okay, next to check net asset value published daily. So it is a SEBI guideline. If any asset management company is running the open-ended scheme, they have to publish related to that scheme net asset value every day. There is a proper website, and even every day in a newspaper also you have to publish. Okay, website belongs to your Association of Mutual Fund of India. Every day by 8 p.m. you have to publish it. Okay, and then we have funds, or whatever the shares which are under your open-ended funds, okay, sell at their NAV only, that is your at their net asset value only. Okay, and there is at some point of time, maybe there are the chances that open-ended fund restrict the issuance of new shares. Okay, and generally it happens like once it happens with your Fidelity, who has launched actually the open-ended scheme, and they were running also, and even as per Google, okay, they were giving a very good return, somewhere 29% of return they were giving to their investment. And in 1997 they have restricted the issuance of new shares. Okay, but when you are going to use the word restricted the issuance of new shares, it doesn't mean that you are going to convert it into the closed-ended. No, still it is a open-ended. Due to some reason, maybe you got lots of flow of assets and you are not able to manage it for the specified objectives. So in that scenario, you can restrict the issuance for some period. As I have taken the example of Fidelity, in 1997 they restricted the issuance of new shares for the new investors, and again in 2008 they have reopened it. Okay, so still that was the open-ended fund only. So at any unknown point, asset management company is having a full right to restrict the issuance of new shares or to restrict the entry of new investors. Okay, and as we have seen in the last slide, that investors can easily entry or easily go for existence, that they can invest at any point or they can redeem at any point. So because we have a free redemption, like free redemption was like I'm not saying that you have to wait for a maturity period, because there is no fixed maturity period at all. Okay, so whenever you feel or whenever you are in a need being an investor, you can go for the redemption. So because to manage those things or to meet those requirements, fund need to maintain large cash reserves. They have to keep with them large cash reserves, so that whenever the investors will come for redemption, they should able to return their money. Okay, so these are the some of the characteristics or features of your open-ended mutual fund. Kindly go through again. Okay, and if any doubt you can ask me. Next, we will check out, that is your features of close-ended mutual fund. But before feature, I would like to go for the meaning. Okay, so if you remember, related to your open-ended mutual fund, I said in a shortcut or in the short term, okay, open-ended mutual fund where size and duration of the fund not predetermined. Okay, so in case of close-ended, it will be just opposite of that. Only one word you have to change. What that word? In case of close-ended mutual fund, the size and duration of the fund will be predetermined. In case of open-ended, we have added not predetermined, but in case of close-ended mutual fund, we have to say the size and duration of the fund is predetermined. So for any fund scheme where the size and duration is predetermined, all those comes under the heading of close-ended mutual fund. Okay, so now after this, don't blame me that I haven't written the meaning here. Meaning was not a really toughest one. Open-ended I have given you, and close-ended case you have to just remove the word no, or not, sorry, you have to just remove the word not. Okay, I hope you can write it in your notebook. Close-ended mutual fund, again I am repeating, close-ended mutual fund where the size and duration of the fund is predetermined. That's it. Okay, now coming for your some of the features or characteristics. Very first, fixed number of shares issued at IPO, initial public offering. Okay, fixed number, they have the fixed number of shares, that much only they can issue, and for issuance also they have to go for a IPO. Okay, then in case of close-ended mutual fund, shares are bought and sold to investors in the open market. Okay, so just the opposite of your open-ended. In case of open-ended, we were not trading it in the open market. We were supposed to purchase directly from the fund only. Okay, but in case of your close-ended, the buying and selling happens in the open market itself. Okay, then next we have, in case of close-ended mutual fund, net asset value, that is NAV, is published weekly, that is on Wednesday. Okay, so in case of open-ended, why I am comparing, because next you have to write by your own in your notebook the difference between open-ended and close-ended, again for 5 marks. Okay, I am not going to give you your difference, because anyhow you have the meaning and you have the characteristics. Definitely you are smart enough to make 5 points, 5 differences. Okay, I am just reminding you again and again. In case of open-ended, we were supposed to publish the net asset value daily basis, but in case of your close-ended, we need to publish it on Wednesday, that is weekly basis. Okay, then we have the next, in under your close-ended mutual fund, shares of the fund may traded at discount or premium based on the supply and demand of the particular issue. So based on the supply and demand of the particular issue, it can be traded at discount also, or it can be traded at premium also. But based on the historical data or whatever happened earlier, the good peoples, or you can say the financial analysts, okay, in general they used to suggest the best time to purchase your close-ended funds has been like just after they are issued. At IPO, that is initial public offering, the fund shares are issued at their actual value. Okay, and shortly thereafter, the fund tends to drop under net asset value and sell at the discount. So when you are going to get a discount, you can buy it. Good time for purchase. Okay. Next, your close-ended mutual funds available with the brokers only, and the brokers used to charge commission on purchase and redemption. Very simple point. Okay. Now, close-ended, okay, can be converted in open-ended, but condition is what? In offered documents, this option has to be there. Okay, that is, close-ended can convert it into open-ended if offered document disclose the option for the same. If in the offer document there was the option that we can convert this closed-ended mutual fund scheme into open-ended, then we can go, but still we have to follow some rules and regulations, and some conditions are there which we will study further under the heading of SEBI guidelines for mutual fund, not right now. So we'll check out if we want to convert from closed to open, then what we have to follow. Okay, right now just keep remember closed-ended can be converted into open-ended. Fine. Now, general duration of your closed-ended mutual fund is your 3, 5 or 10 years long. So once invested, and if you want your proper capital gain, then you have to wait till the maturity period, and after on the redemption you can get your good returns. And even we used to say, in case of your closed-ended mutual fund, on redemption, okay, that is on completion of maturity period, investors used to have 3 options. Like they can, one is simple redemption, get your money, go back to home. Another, you can extend also, okay, and another you can go for a rollover also. That is whatever you have earned from this closed-ended mutual fund, that you are going to invest in something else. Okay, so any options you can opt. Fine. So these all are your characteristics of closed-ended mutual fund. And again I am repeating, you need to write in your notebook difference between closed-ended and open-ended. Okay. See, in normal term we used to say both closed-ended and open-ended mutual funds are investment companies who used to pull the money from the various investors. Okay, and then they use just for the financial objective. Okay, and these funds are always managed by your money manager, so that they should, or investors should achieve the objectives. Okay, whatever the funds has decided the objective, general terms very simple, we can say funds objective is also their profit, but same time investors good return also, so they try to manage for the same only. Okay, now before going further, I want to say what is actually NAV, net asset value. We have seen in the open-ended also, and we have seen in the closed-ended also. So NAV is actually the total asset less total liabilities of a mutual fund. Okay, again I am repeating, total asset minus total liabilities of a mutual fund, and divided by number of shares outstanding. I hope you are getting it. Net asset value is equal to what I am saying, total asset minus total liability, that is total asset less total liabilities of mutual fund, divided by number of shares outstanding. So after that, what value we used to get? We used to call it as a net asset value, and that value buy and sale of the mutual funds happen. Okay, so I told you that according to the your very nicely what we have just gone, okay, scheme of operation, we can segregate the types open-ended, closed-ended, and one more is left, that is interval. Okay, interval fund, very easy. It is a mix of open and closed-ended funds. Difficult? Interval funds, mix of open and closed-ended funds that allow you to invest at predefined intervals, and this type of mutual funds offer the benefits of both open-ended also and closed-ended also. Fine, I hope you got. What is that interval? Mix of open and closed-ended fund which allow you to invest at predefined intervals, and this interval types of funds offer the benefits both open-ended also and closed-ended types also. Fine. So this much for the day. For the further types, we'll again meet in the next class. Till then, thank you. Have a nice day.